One of the fastest ways to grow as a writer is through feedback, but it is also the hardest thing to accept. Have you ever received criticism on your work and you shut down completely? Like your work was critiqued in a negative way, or your weaknesses were so louder than your efforts, and you said to yourself you were not ever going to write again. Well, this video is to help you receive feedback gracefully. Now, the first thing I want you to know about feedback is that feedback is not an attack. Feedback is not your enemy. In fact, if you want to grow fast and improve better as a writer, you must embrace feedback. Positive feedbacks, negative feedbacks. Feedback is feedback. Now, one of the reasons why feedback matters a lot to writers is because first, it gives you new perspectives on your writing. Secondly, it helps you identify weaknesses you might not have noticed. And then thirdly, it gives you validation and encouragement when you're on the right track. Now you can get feedback from different sources. You can get from your writing mentors or teachers, online readers, editors, writing groups, or even online communities. All of these different sources will help you. Some of them you know, some of them you do not know personally. So you want to focus on how their feedback will help you improve as a writer. Now, let me teach you how to receive feedback gracefully as a writer. First thing, listen before defending. Don't try to explain yourself immediately when somebody is giving you feedback on your writing. Just listen to the reader's perspective and try to understand where they are coming from, their experience with your book or your content or your manuscript. Number two, separate self from the work. The critic is on the writing, not on your worth as a person. Don't ever have to think that the person giving you feedback is looking down on you or is trying to say you are incompetent. Recently, I had a situation with a writer and a client where the client said, "Oh, I don't want this writing. I don't like this writing the way it is. I don't like this job the way it is." And the writer felt insulted personally and felt like, oh, this client is looking down on me, this client is calling me incompetent, this client does not see my worth. No, feedback is not about your personality. Feedback is about the writing. And so you should focus on that. Separate yourself from your work. The third thing is ask clarifying questions. So you can ask questions like, please, can you explain what part felt confusing? You want to understand your reader's perspective. You want to understand their experience with your work. So you need to ask them to clarify certain statements or certain feedbacks. Number four, look out for patterns. If more than two people mention the same issue, you need to pay attention to it for revision. So you don't go about saying, oh, these people are rejecting my work or they're speaking bad of my work. Look out for patterns. Now, after you have received all of this feedback, how then do you apply them to your work? Number one, highlight the useful suggestion and apply them in your revisions. So you take out all the useful suggestions and put them in your revisions. Number two, and this is very important, ensure to have two separate copies. The first copy should be your original manuscript, and the second one should be the revised work. Now, the reason for this is so that when you make an error during your revision, you don't end up losing your main document. You can always go back to pick your main document and use it again. And secondly, it's just so that you can track your improvements. You can check your improvements from the main manuscript to the revised work, right? Now, the third thing is to learn discernment. You see, not every comment must be applied. Just pick out the useful ones that will make your work stronger, that will strengthen your work. And these are the things you need to do when it comes to feedback. Finally, like I said, feedback is not an attack. Feedback is not targeted at your person. Feedback is on your writing. It's about your writing. So pay attention to this. Use all of these useful tips I've just shared on how to receive feedback, and you see yourself growing and improving better by the day. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, make sure you are subscribed to this channel so you don't miss out on every writing tip that should help you grow as a writer. So,
Please like, share, and subscribe.